Good morning. This is Ron Brown. It's November 13th, 2022. I'm going to show you another power technique that I provide to my Insider Club members. Well, you have to have my files. You could do this yourself, but it's much easier to just go ahead and join the Insider Club. Anyway, standard risk disclaimer, all trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you don't have HCSI, you can get a trial at highgrowthstock.com. You'll see the link to the free trial. No credit cards are required. Okay, now this is what I wanted to show you this morning. I'm going to try to keep this video within 15 minutes so it doesn't get too lengthy. Anyway, I'm in the S&P 500, and what I'm going to show you are the files that are in folder number 7 in my Insider Club. It's called Trending, Micro, Short, and Intermediate EMAs. Now these correspond to the histograms over here. This is a micro trend where the 3 is above the 6 or below the 6. This is 6 and 18, and this is 18 versus 50. Now the way I've set this up is that I'm starting with the micro trend. So if a stock passes this either end of day or intraday, and by the way, the intraday signals are from the prior day, but what is nice about this is if the signal is at the end of the day and you're using the same filter, and let me show you up here, there's 32 on the end of day and the same 32 on the intraday. You can see which ones are following through the next day. But getting back to this just locates stocks that have the 3 above the 6, or a short-term move is underway. And this stock is Align Technology. You can see that the 3 went above the 6 right there, and that corresponds to this number 1 day up here. 0 is a crossover day. 1 would have been Friday. So this signal is 2 days old. There's also a pocket pivot, but notice the 8 or the 6 hasn't gone above the 18, and of course the 18 is not above the 50. So what this scan is designed to do is find short-term moves in a stock. Now let's move on down the list. Now if I go to the short-term trend up, now this is a micro trend. It says right here in the chart. And by the way, I'm using my contextual charts right here, folder number 10. And I'm on this stock, or this chart right here, which shows the industry group, the moving averages that I use, pocket pivots, and the crossovers, plus the volume point of control. Getting back to this, I'm going to go to the short-term trend, and this gives me a different list of stocks. If you look up here, and you can see that the crossover has happened on the 3 and the 6, and the VPOC, volume point of control, is positive here. So let's just look at this stock, and this stock shows that the 3-6 crossover happened here, and the 6 and 18 are also positive. So we have a stock that has expansion with the 3 and the 6 and the 6 and the 18. Let's look at the next one, see if it's what it looks like. Same thing here. So the 3 and the 6 are positive, and the 6 and the 18 are positive. And where did this happen? I'll put a crosshair on here. Okay, the short term, the prior scan would have picked this one up right here, and this scan would have picked this up yesterday on this big move up. So you can see that if you're using that short-term scan, the first one, it would have picked this move up here just as the 3 was crossing the 6. And look at this move since then, from around 295 up to 335, somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay, now let's go down to the next one. Now here's the intraday, here's intraday. I have intraday and end of day for both. Now let's look at the intermediate term trend. With this one, all 3 are going to be positive. So if I click on this one, you can see that the 3 is above the 6 here, 6 is above the 18, and the 18 is above the 50. The VPOC is positive. If we go back here, here's where the original move showed up, and this would have shown up back here with the micro trend. Clear back here, and then it would have been confirmed with the short-term trend at this point because the 6 went above the 18, and then finally the 18 went above the 50 here, and then there was a little pullback, but notice that it continued to go. Now I do have other charts, which I'm going to go down to number 9. If you miss the signals, these green bars, and I have a continuation scan, which I'm not going to talk about in this video, but it shows you whether there is demand on these stocks after the trigger. Trigger was clear back here, and these are all demand days as the stock continues to move up. I'm going to go back to the original chart, and I have one more here, and this one requires, number 4 requires that all 3 of these be positive, but the fan has to be in place also. So let's look at the first one. This is Marathon Oil. Notice the fan is in place. Here is the 200, here's the 100, here's the 50, here's the 18, and the 3 is above the 6. So this is a very strong move which began clear back here on this movement. Let me get the crosshair on here. The move began right here on this gap up around the 25 level, and now it's trading around the 33. But this requires that the fan be in place, and these histograms are all positive. Let's look at one more, Phillips 66, where the original signal happened clear back here, and then it was joined. This is the micro trend. Here's your short-term trend joined right here, and then the intermediate term trend joined right here on a little pause, and then it kept going, and you can see that the fan went into place where everything crossed. The fan was in place right here when these were stacked. So these are very strong stocks. So I'm giving us 4 different scans on the long side, and then I give you 4 different scans on the short side. Let's go to micro trend down. And you can see right here that this happened on Thursday. Here is Friday. So the micro trend's down, but the short-term trend is still up, as is the intermediate term trend. So this can locate stocks that may be rolling over, as that's what's happening here. Let's look at one more. Okay, you can see this happened right here. If I look up here, it tells me it actually happened 3 days ago. I don't see that on the histogram, but I can see it up here. There it is. You can see the crossover. Now let's go down to the next one. This is the short-term trend down. Now you can see that this crossed, the 3 crossed the 6 here on the gap down, and then this was confirmed with the 6 going below the 18 at this point. And let's look at one more where this happened. Clear back here, it rolled over, and the 6 going through the 18 right here. But notice that the intermediate term trend has not yet triggered. Let's go to the next one, which is intermediate term trend down also. And you can see that all of these histograms are below the 0 line. Had a little rally here and then a gap down, more than likely on earnings. This is CenturyLink, and you can see that if I zoom out, okay, there's an original short here and then another one here. This one just popped above for one day, and then it continued, but the fan was in a strong downtrend. And then finally, intermediate term trend down with the fan down also. CenturyLink's in there. Let's look at the next one. Well, that was a gap down. Let me see if I can find one that's a little smoother here. Okay, the trend is down 200, 100, 50, 18. This broke down right here, the 3 below the 6. It confirmed on the short-term trend right here, and the intermediate term trend had been down the whole time, plus the fan is down as I just showed you. Let's do one more here. Let's take a look at Tesla. So where'd Tesla start breaking down with this? Well, back in here, if you look here, and then it had a rally, and then it rolled over right here. The 3 went down through the 6, and this was confirmed the next day with the 6 going down through the 18, and then finally with the 18 going down through the 50. VPOC is negative. The fan 200, 100, 50, 18 is in place, and the 3 and the 6 are also in place. It's trying to rally a little bit now, but it's in a really strong downtrend. And you can see, if you look up at these columns right here, it tells you how old these signals are. You don't have to look at the chart. You can look right here. Now, here is one that is 12 days old. Let's take a look at it. 0 is always a crossover day. It's 12 days. Okay, it was a short here, and then it bounced back up, but neither one of these bounced back up with it, just a short-term signal. Then it rolled over again. Here's another short-term signal, but a micro signal, but the short and intermediate term trends did not confirm. These are just counter trend rallies. That's all they are, because the primary trend and the fan are all down. Okay, that's really all I have to say about this, but it's in folder number 7. You have both end of day and intraday on all of these. So like I said, you can see the stocks with a micro trend up, positive, and you can see if they're following through the next day. So in a market rally like the one we're having right now, you can find early entry stocks. They may or may not follow through, because remember, it's only a micro trend. See if I can find one a little bit smoother here. What do we have here? This is Alphabet. Okay, where does this turn positive? Well, I look right here 2 days ago. It was so far down it took time for the 3 to get up through the 6, and that happened right here, but the trend is still down strongly. Okay, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy this power technique, and those of you who are Insider Club members, make sure you download the add-on and get this installed and try it out during the trading day.